Our next story is a heartbreaking tale. A tale of great efforts and yet an inexplicable tragic ending. The world had been rooting for this port of Wales. You've all seen this image by now. The pod of pilot whales was huddled together for nearly a full day. This was in the shallow waters of a remote beach in Western Australia. These images were seen by all, liked by all. Some thought it was a circle, others a line. Onlookers were thrilled. They said that it resembled a heart. Sadly, a heart which was about to break. Scientists and authorities were baffled by the behavior of these whales. They feared a mass beaching was imminent. Now listen to these sounds. These may sound like whistles, but they are actually cries for help. A beaching or a stranding is a natural phenomenon. Dolphins and whales strand themselves on land. They end up dying due to dehydration, collapsing under their own weight. We've all heard this heartbreaking story by now. Almost 100 long-fin pilot whales had been stranded at the Shanes Beach in Australia's southern coast. A day later, a race was on to save 47 of them, those who had survived the night. Among those who survived were calves, along with adult whales. They cried out in whistles. A massive operation was launched. The clock was ticking. You see, a pilot whale can weigh up to 6,600 pounds. And once it is out of water, its organs are gradually crushed under its own weight, which is why out of the 100 stranded whales, 52 died, and efforts were on to move the remaining back into the water. But reports say that more than 70 volunteers and 90 officers tried everything. They set up pink ribbons to identify the whales who could be saved. They poured water to cool down the stricken whales. They tried to support the whales and hurled them back into the water. But strangely, the mammals kept beaching themselves again and again. They re-stranded themselves despite all efforts. Scientists said their behavior was odd, unusual. Something was off, they said. They had never seen this before, they said. The whales lay flat, some on their backs, huddled together, remaining still. And then all efforts came to naught. The surviving whales had to be euthanized. Authorities said that this was done to avoid prolonging their suffering. Many said it was the hardest decision of their careers. Why do whales become stranded? Were they trying to avoid a predator? Did they follow a lost member of the pod and get lost themselves? No one knows. All we know is that beach stranding is a common phenomenon. But this particular pod has attracted some attention because of its rare behavior. They huddled together before their beaching. Last September, about 200 whales were beached along the coast of Tasmania in Australia. Only 35 survived. The largest stranding ever was in 2020 when more than 450 pilot whales were found. And yet every time we see these whales lost, stranded, it breaks our heart. We hope they return to their natural habitat. This time, we can't help but wonder, why were they huddling before beaching? Experts say it's never been witnessed before. It was a day of hope and heartbreak, a huddle before saying goodbye, a heart formed before the heart broke. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.